Okay, this is the C80 floppy disk controller board. Before we talk about using it, let me just show you around the board itself. This is the 32K EEPROM. This is the 32K RAM. This is the 6 megahertz stock for the Z80. This is the 6 megahertz Z80 chip itself. This is the first PIO. It's 2 ports which talk back and forth to the S100 bus. This is the Western Digital 2793, the actual heart of the board itself. The floppy disk controller board is a 2 megahertz clock for that board. And this is the second PIO, again 2 ports. It displays the hex display, which shows the current track, the current sector, and the current drive select. It also controls these LEDs. This bottom LED here actually is red when the software has activated the interrupt request from the floppy disk controller. This is the interrupt request and DRQ controls from the floppy disk. This is the halt LED if the Z80 is put into halt mode. This LED here just displays the direction which data is coming or going from the bus. And this here, you can't see it in this slide, is the board select LED. On the top of the board we have an 8-inch connection and a 5-inch connection for both types of drives. I actually have jumper the boards that where my 5 and 8 actually run on the same cable. I've built my own custom drive setup here, 2 8-inch drives and a 5-inch drive on the top. So this is the particular setup. Okay. Going to the software itself, right now it's currently working on an 8-inch single density IBM floppy disk, and we're just showing each individual sector, the data, and the ASCII in that particular sector. Let's go to the main menu. There are many menu items, and this video is just not long enough to go through all of them. Let me just show you a few quickly. If you just want to bring the board up initially in the simple seek test, you type 0A, and you can see we're stepping ahead in and out on the disk itself. If you want to look at a particular disk track ID, it will be 08. And it shows the track ID right now. We're on track 05, sector 05, side A. And this is just a checksum. If you wanted to sequentially display sectors on the disk, it would be 0E, 0E. And these are the individual sectors on that particular track. Escape each time brings you back to the main menu. If you actually want to read a complete tracks, as index hold to index hold, you would actually hit 1.5, and it'll actually ask you to track. Let's take track 20. It's actually now reading the whole track. So this is the information loaded in from the particular track itself. You can see the information on the track. This again is very useful for debugging, maybe not for most people, but for many people. You can directly go to the monitor on the board itself, the Z80 monitor that's actually controlling the floppy disk controller by typing 19. And this will bring you right in. You're now talking to the Z80 on the board itself. It has its own menu, which is K, and you can fill memory, see memory, input ports, output ports. You can actually see the Z80 registers, for example, at this point in time, which is X. It goes through all the individual Z80 registers. To go back to the diagnostic program, we hit escape. One other final thing that's very useful is you can actually do a sign-on, as I call it, 1A. And if you look at this, 1A rolls the hex display. Again, this just shows you that the board is alive, but again, it's useful for testing as you're going through the board itself. There are many different formats that you can format the disk with. I really don't have time on this video to go through all of them. Basically, you need to first set up the particular format you want by typing 01, and which particular drive. We would say drive 2, and it is actually a 5-inch drive. And these are all the individual formats, and you would select which particular one you want, and you can format the disk to that format. And then to actually format it itself, you have to type 00, and that will actually format that particular disk. Okay, that's a summary of the board itself. It's not lightning fast, but it is actually very reliable, and the main advantage is it allows you to use different disk formats quite easily.